Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing another very powerful team featuring Sableye. In light of all of the Deoxys Dugong core coverage as of late, I felt obligated to run this team again today, just to remind you all that there is a very strong team out there in anticipation for the Deoxys Dugong core, which has been featured a lot as of late. So Sableye's on the lead, and we've got Gfisk on the safe swap here to draw out any potential meta chams that may be lurking in the back. That's primarily its function as the safe swap on this team. That way Sableye can come in, get a nice energy lead to threaten whatever comes back in. And also rounding out the team, Lanturn in the back, providing some very nice bulk and some very nice owl coverage, which is always very much needed on any team that happens to be running a ghost type like Sableye. There's been a lot of attention going on to the Deoxys Dugong core from a lot of content creators, myself included as of late. And here we go. Nidoqueen lead, that's a positive lead. And they make a play into a Scrafty. Scrafty's not a safe swap in this meta, but here we are. So I decide to stay in a little bit. I'm going to be honest, I'm a little rusty on my Sableye Scrafty matchup, so we're going to throw this return and either do big damage or grab the shield. We grab the shield, and now we make the play into Lanturn, knowing that Nidoqueen has nowhere to go with shields up on this team. All three of these Pokemon do quite well against Nidoqueen with shields up. They go for a power-up punch, likely to boost their damage, of course, maybe to bait us, but there's no way we're shielding. Going for the Thunderbolt, doing big damage on the Scrafty. Scrafty quite bulky. Thunderbolt does not KO, but it puts them within a nice, manageable range, which is something you'll definitely want to do with a Scrafty. Any Pokemon that can rev up their damage, you always want to get that much further ahead. Now, wondering if they want to come in on a loaded Lanturn with that Nidoqueen. They do not. They want to absorb the damage on their Umbreon, and we're still looking really good here. Oh, and they snipe us with their Nidoqueen. Nice move by them. But we've got an excellent answer, two excellent answers to be exact, coming in the form of both Gfisk and Sableye. We elect to come in with Gfisk here. They're down a shield, so it's going to be a tricky call for them. A tricky call for us as well, but we decide to make a savage call and calling the bait. Oh my goodness, you love to see it. Oh man, and now we're going to go for the EQ, knowing that they have to call a bait. We say bye-bye to that Nidoqueen, and it is smooth sailing. Umbreon down a shield does not beat a Stunfisk and a Sableye. So yeah, that one well played by us, I must say. Good game well played to them as well. This team is tried and true, withstands the test of time. If you don't have a Sableye, a Trevenant will do as well, especially when you get a lead like that. Holy smokes, Jellicent in the Great League. Very interesting. So they make a play into a Alolan Sandslash. I'm wondering, did they make a mistake and enter the wrong league? This looks like a Fossil Cup team to me. But here we are. I wanted to chip this thing a little bit because it can be problematic for our backline, although it's not a shadow, so we absorb that damage. And our opponent is doing quite well at managing their energy. They're over farming by quite a bit to sort of keep us off track of where their energy is. So good on them for that. We do tank a drill run pretty comfortably, especially from a non-shadow. Going to shield this, and they bait us successfully with an ice punch. Good on them. And they make a beautiful catch onto a Jellicent. They catch our Rock Slide, and that's okay. We still have alignment, so this is quite all right for us. We had loaded energy as well, so going to go for this EQ. One EQ would not have KO'd this Jellicent anyway, so as we can see there. So getting that Rock Slide chip damage on that catch was quite nice, and they allow us to take them out. I think that was calculated, my friends. So because they know that we still have a very healthy Sableye, and they would rather not give that Sableye any additional energy, as Sableye can absolutely go on a rampage if you do that. So I believe that was a calculated move by them, not throwing a move, allowing their Jellicent to be taken out. And speaking of getting taken out, we get taken out by that Sandslash, putting in the work, managing the energy. We're going to look to get rid of this thing. It can be problematic. We say bye-bye to that A-Slash, and they've got a Gfisk of their own in the back. So we're going to throw on CMP here. That definitely looked like a CMP tie, and I'm pretty sure it was. Getting some chip damage on this G-Fisk will be quite nice for our Lanturn. It can be a bit nerve-wracking. They're going to take us out with this Rock Slide. That was a CMP. And now it is getting a little nerve-wracking. They are outside of surf range for sure. So, yeah, gonna have to make yet another savage call. Holy smokes, making all the right calls in the Great League, and that forces the top left as they needed to get that shield down to take this one, but no such luck for them. Good game, well played. This team definitely good for a nice climb in the Great League, and here we go. Stunfisk, very neutral lead. We do win this in the twos. And it can be a problem for our backline. Both of our Pokemon in the back can fight back, but, you know, we've got it here. We might as well look to put in work against it. That was my thought process here. And I do believe we let this go, even if it is the EQ. It's usually not. We do live it. It's, like I said, usually not. They like to bait Sableye. And we're going to fire right back with a foul play here. I don't imagine they shield us, but they do. Very interesting to see. They're showing their hand a little bit here. So G-Fisk, whenever you see it on the lead, there could be a number of things in the back. We do successfully shield up that EQ. So the fact that they're shielding this clues me in that they're weak in the back to a Sableye, likely a Medicham. Medicham covers G-Fisk quite well. And vice versa. So knowing that, we've got two tanks in the back. Gonna play out the twos and get rid of this very annoying G-Fisk. It could be problematic. Gonna throw in the CMP here. And just get a nice clean victory on the lead. And we're still super healthy. Definitely healthy enough to put in work on a potential Medicham if our team read is accurate. There's a zoom roll. And there it is. Read the team like a book. Shields are down, and we do have the energy lady on this Medicham, so that means Lanturn can put in work here. So yeah, we do quite well with an energy lead in the zeros. We can take this no problem. Turns out we won't really need our Sableye for this Medicham, but I'm a little nervous at this point. I'm wondering if that Azumarill has Hydro Pump. You don't often see it in this current version of the Great League, but it is possible. And generally, with my luck, that would be the case. So that remains to be seen. Probably should have thrown one more spark there so that we could have made it to this Thunderbolt, because that Azumarill did throw a bubble before it swapped out. So slight misplay there, but I was nervous that they would hit us with an Ice Punch. And yeah, it's okay. We're fine. We're in here on our G-Fisk. We still don't know if this thing is running Hydro Pump. I just wanted to get an EQ off because it's effectively within return range. And now the moment of truth. Do they have it? They do not. That's my Home Slice Henry impression. They do not. So yeah, this is good. They don't have Hydro Pump. We're looking A-okay here. Yeah, this is over. They can throw in CMP all they want. It will not help them one bit. We're quite bulky. We tank another Ice Beam from this range. Didn't even need the Sableye that we reserved for this matchup. We get to this. And we say bye-bye to the Azumarill. Holy smokes. Staying in on that G-Fisk lead won us the game there. Sometimes you just have to control alignment. Good game, well played to them. Oh, if you're still looking for a solid team and you may not have seen me run this team, you might want to try because we've got Deoxys target acquired. They safe swapped the Dugong. Those of you who follow Go Battling on YouTube might know what team we're up against here. I'm telling you. Oh, this team has been featured quite a bit by my fellow content creators, which is why I decided to run this team yet again. I hadn't run it since I featured it a few days ago. And I said, you know what? It's a good time to run it again because everybody's running this team now. So if you're unfamiliar, I don't know if you play a lot or not, but it's DD, Dugong, and Umbreon in the back. That's generally what you see. I featured this core, the Deoxys Dugong core as well, with A-Slash in the back, which is also quite good. So we're fighting to control this alignment here, knowing or reading that there is an Umbreon lurking in the back most likely. And there it is, right on cue, an Umbreon in the back. So controlling the alignment is key to beating this team, guys. If you're seeing this team a lot, that being Deoxys, Dugong, and Umbreon, you might want to consider running this team and watching this battle right here. We were fine going down on shields because we know that we don't need shields as long as we can maintain alignment. We take this Umbreon out in the zeros. It just does not output enough damage. And Sableye most certainly does not need shields to handle a Deoxys. We just had to expend the shields on that mid-game matchup. When they safe swap the Dugong, it is key that you come in with the Lanturn and play out the twos. That's how you beat this team. Any other way, it's going to get very dicey for you. So pay attention to this if you want to run this team to have some success up against this one. And we throw on awful timing just to get rid of the Umbreon, and they knew that it was not going to happen for them. We controlled the alignment. That is the key to beating this team with ours. Good game, well played. So if you guys play it the way I just demonstrated, it works like clockwork. You will not have any problems with that Deoxys team. And here we go. Skarmory lead. They safe swap a Blastoise. Holy smokes. A party hat Blastoise at that. Oh, you cannot safe swap a pure water type in this meta with all these Lanturns running rampant. You can't do it for reasons like that right there. This is not a Skull Bash. They don't have the energy for it. We let that go. And we farm down, flip and switch, controlling alignment with Lanturn. You'd love to see it. And they've got a Shadow Swampert in the back, so being able to quickly dispatch of that Blastoise was quite nice for us because we're still super healthy. They let the first surf go. As they do tank it, they're going to have a tough time tanking a second. And this is where we should start grabbing shields if they want to win this game. And they do start shielding there. They're going to have to throw because we will make it to another surf and grab that final shield. And we let this go. Yeah, that definitely KOs. It is a Shadow. But controlling the alignment was key here. So at this point, I think we're just going to farm this thing down to Funky Town. We don't need shields for that Skarmory with our G-Fisk. They're just going to look to unload all this energy, and we're going to 2-shield Sableye, load up on energy, and this should be nighty-night sleep tight for this very interesting and spicy team here. Holy smokes, and yeah. Not going to happen. They can have all the shields they want. Not going to happen up against G-Fisk. Good game, well played to them. There's no better time to lead a strong ghost type than right now. For reasons like this, another Deoxys target acquired. Not a Dugong. We were expecting Dugong. That's why we instantly met this safe swap with our Lanturn. It's a Registeel, so there could still be a Dugong in the back. A very strong team a few seasons back was Deoxys, Walrein, Reggie, so they could have swapped out Walrein for a Dugong. That's what I'm thinking. We don't get the attack drop. Holy smokes, imagine that. My goodness. That worked in our favor because now this will be a little bit nicer for us. We do have to shield the second one because, again, any Deoxys lead, it is very beneficial to control the alignment because, again, you don't need shields with Sableye versus Deoxys, and if you can control the alignment, you're going to be that much further ahead. We do get the attack drop there, so that is unfortunate. That means that we're going to maybe struggle to farm down, but I'm looking at this, I'm seeing it's a shiny, I'm thinking maybe the IVs aren't as good, and yeah, miscalculation there. Shouldn't have gotten so greedy. We wouldn't have had to give up the shield. We didn't have to. We could have just gone for that surf, but it's okay. That was the initial plan anyways. And they do come back in with the Deoxys. We are debuffed. So going to throw this. We want to keep the alignment, so not swapping out, giving them alignment. Oh, it's a Shadow Sableye. So I was a little off on my team read. So this is still okay. This is a Shadow, so gonna chip with a debuff Surf and make the play into G-Fisk. Absorb all the Shadow damage from this Sableye here. Going for the Rock Slide. That's all we really need to grab that last shield. Would not have KO'd, but it would have been getting them extremely low, effectively ending the game for them. So now I don't anticipate they will let us get to this next Rock Slide, of course. They're going to throw this energy here. And they do still have some residual energy after this, but we've gotten them quite low. And our Sableye is not a Shadow. It's a rank 1 to be exact, so we do tank this pretty comfortably. We'll still be in the yellow after this here. And we have to be careful of a potential catch. That would be bad. Although we do want to get some super effective damage in on this Deoxys anyways, but getting a couple of extra Shadow Claws will be quite nice. So now, getting a little sweaty, gonna have to make a clutch catch in the Great League. You'll love to see it. That won us the game. Had to make that catch to pull this one off. And we leave with the move. It is over. They top left. That Sableye was energy dry. Good game. Well played to them. Oh, is it just me, guys? Or has the Great League been super sweaty as of late? You need a good team like this one when it gets really sweaty in the Great League. Here we go. Lanturn. So, generally, you got to be thinking at least an owl in the back. That's just, they go together like peanut butter and jelly. So, what we did here was not only would there be an owl, but there would also be a Medicham. So I want to swap them out and force them to give us that Medicham. That was my thought process behind this here. But they elect to stay in a little bit and let the damage go. So we're going to let this go as well. I still want them to present us the Medicham because we do survive this. It's not a Medicham, it's a Sableye. So we were off on that. Going to throw this Surf here to chip. And I'm still thinking there could be a Medicham. I'm thinking they brought the Sableye in, reading that we're trying to bait out that Medicham. So that's what I'm reading. We're going to come in with G-Fisk. Sableye, Medicham backline, that's a very strong backline that can be quite effective. So at this point, that's what I'm reading. I'm reading that there's still a Medicham. They're trying to five-head us by bringing in the Sableye, reading that we wanted to bait that out. So here we are. They let that go. That was very interesting. They're throwing me off. I gotta admit, guys, they're in our heads a little bit. So I'm thinking maybe it's an owl, but no, it's a Alolan Ninetales running Powder Snow. That was the furthest thing from my mind. Oh man, yeah. We were just completely off on our team read. Doesn't happen very often, but yeah, you can definitely be wrong in the Great League. It's the open Great League, which means that they can literally run anything they want. As long as it's under 1,500, of course. But here we are in this terrible matchup. Not completely terrible. We're going foul play to get chip damage and grab shields. Because running Powder Snow, they thoroughly outpace us. We are in Weather Ball range, so gonna try our best here. One Weather Ball does not KO. At this point in the battle, I had lost a little bit of track of that Sableye's energy. I was thinking I could farm down, but I just could not. We zigged when we should have zagged a little bit on that team read. Had we just stayed in, we would have been in a much better spot, but it always pays to be trying to team read. I will not sway away from that. Good game, well played to them. Honestly, this team, I would literally be the only team that I would run had it not be for content creation. Here we go. Skarmory on the lead. So, very interesting. Been a lot of Skarmories as of late. It seems to be making a comeback. It's not the most effective flyer in this meta, guys. It just struggles with Air Slash. But here we are. Tried to catch a move. They held on to that energy. They were over farming for days, so they are loaded. We come into our G-Fist to catch that. Not successful in doing so, and we are met with a mirror matchup here. They let that go knowing they survive. And we are going to let theirs go as well. If you're wondering why they didn't shield there, they know that they survive, and they know that it looks like they're doing more damage, so they might know that they have an attack-weighted G-Fisk as well, which is not great for us, but we're going to let this go. We have an excellent answer to that Skarmory in the back, and just in case they have a Swampert, I want to have shields even just in case there's a Swampert. Gonna throw this foul play here and look to deny the Skarmory all their energy, but not likely they allow that to happen. They do not. And we should have thrown one more Shadow Claw to catch this. But that's okay. They still throw it nonetheless. It's the Brave Bird. Holy smokes, that does no damage. And they've got a Haxorus in the back. So very, very spicy team here for the Open Great League. Holy smokes. We're still okay. Yeah, saving that shield will be quite beneficial here. They do let the Surf go. It's all resisted on Haxorus, and we're going to let this go. And 2-shield Sableye our way to the finish line here. That's the plan. Just going to chip with the Surf before they can take us out. They let that go. Very interesting play by them. And all we do is we farm this thing down, shield this up, and get to 2 foul plays for that Skarmory. They just threw a Brave Bird. They do still have a little bit more energy, but it's not going to help them at all. There's no winning this for them. We get to the back-to-back, throwing on awful timing, but it does not matter because the game is already won. We just needed back-to-back to win. We throw this on the CMP as they look to trigger their move. And we say bye-bye to the Skarmory, courtesy of our Sableye, closing it out for us with surgical precision. You love to see it. And that is the team, my friends. So like I said, with all of the attention being moved to the very powerful Deoxys Dugong core, I wanted to run this team one more time this cycle just to remind you all that this team is here to stay. Very good up against that Deoxys Dugong Umbreon team, or the Deoxys Dugong core in general. This team just beats it. So hopefully I was able to demonstrate that to you guys, because I know you're going to be seeing it a lot. So I wanted to show you guys this team one more time this cycle before the Great League ends. It's a very powerful team, very good for climbing. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.